Let me ask you, with the unfortunate passing recently of young Dolph, I feel like, do you feel, because you came up and you had some people try to shoot at you and do some stuff. Do you feel like, what hip hop? I mean, is it hip hop? Is it young black men? Is it, what is this that causes that kind of situation? It seems like it happened a lot.
That's a tough one. Well, first, I want to send blessings and prayers and condolences, to Dolph's family. He was a father. He had children. He has children, and I think a lot of times, man, it be ego. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's ego and energy. Ego and energy. Like universal law is.
You attract.
The energy that you distribute, you will receive, and that goes for everyone, all of us, myself included. I learned this early on, and not so early on, because I continue with the bullshit. I just been, by the grace of God, I'm still here.
Right, sure.
But I think that, man, it's unfortunate. I know he created a path and a way and made and just had created opportunities for a lot of young black men to be entrepreneurial. And trap music blessed all of us to do what we love for a living and not have to endure those same conditions. You know what I mean?
Get out of the situation you're in.
Yeah. It definitely has blessed numerous souls.
Do you think it cursed some of them too at the same time because of that?
Well, I mean,
jealousy,
back to
hatred?
universal law.
Right.
Universal law states there can be no good without bad, no up without down, no dark without light. So wherever there are blessings, there shall be curses.
Yeah, but I think what you said, because let me ask you, because I watched, like sometimes I heard in the last year, so many young rappers got killed, and I didn't know who they were, and I had to go Google them and see their video, and I said, all right. So a lot of them had a couple of things. They were young black men, they had guns in their video, they had money, and they were talking about gang stuff. And I'm like, I felt like, should YouTube if white folks was dying like that, white country, western scene, would YouTube let it play? I'm never down for censorship, but it seems like it leads to a lot of times that kind of stuff. You talk shit online, I'm talk shit back on you.
I got it. All right, well, if they're gonna censor music, are you also gonna censor video games like Grand Theft Auto? Are you also gonna censor movies?
But let me ask you a question. But if I say, T.I., I would say that, is a bitch, and then fuck you and your whole family, that ain't no video game. Your boy's gonna say, you heard what he said? And you gonna come at me, and then I'm gonna look for you, and now it could be something that's like, damn. You don't get that with video games, though.
I've been there. Well, listen, what I feel like, the culture of mass shootings, I feel like kind of was birthed from Grand Theft Auto. I feel like if you can virtually live out this act, it plants a seed of a fantasy in your mind that, depending on how much you sensationalize it to yourself or how emotional you get about a certain situation, it could become a reality for you.
There you go. Yeah.
I think, bro, everybody has to realize that we are all sharing the earth together. Nobody has any more of a right or a claim to the earth than anyone else. You did. Okay. And I've been there where, I got emotional about some words. And you know what I'm saying, it carried me into some stuff. And just like I said, by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I came out unscathed. However, it took for me to go through those things to see that these words, they not really worth the detriment that I'm laying on the table. I'm putting so much at risk over words. And one of the things that made me see this is, I'd hear people say these types of things and talk this way, and I'd see them out, and it wouldn't be that same energy. So I'm like, why would I get myself kind of stretched out of my skin about words that obviously people don't even really mean?
But
People
you
just
know that.
operating off of ego.
You know that, but people, he said that to us, they think, oh, T.I. ain't taking it, T.I. motherfucker, he clown that motherfucker. You're not worried about that, but you know,
I think
you have an image, and we all have images as men.
I mean, my image is what I want it to be every day I wake up.
Okay.
I create my image in real time, and nobody can define that for me but me. You know what I'm saying? And I had this saying a while ago, and it was, you know, I don't know what you'll do for your respect, but I'ma die for mine, right? Mm-hmm. And I had enough time in prison just to sit back and just think about shit like that. And it was an old head that told me, you know, because I probably just said it, you know, I'ma die for mine. Mm-hmm. It was like, have you heard what you said? You gonna die. And he asked me, he said, okay, so if a person don't respect you, you willing to die for that?
Right.
And he said, that sounds like an easy way to get you out the way. And then he asked me a question that I couldn't forget. He said, what is the value of the respect that comes from a non-respectable person?
I like that.
Like, what is the value of the respect that comes from a non-respectable person? If nobody respects you, why do I care whether or not you respect me? You know what I mean? And I had an opportunity to pontificate.
I got that. Okay. We got 4 more words.
I had the opportunity to pontificate, and you know, I just came to the conclusion that ain't none of this shit really worth any of that energy that we put into it. It becomes worth the energy when the energy we invest is all that it's worth.
You're right.
So without that energy, it's worth nothing.
Now, if you like that clip, please hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe button and follow us. We really appreciate it.